She just wanted to enjoy the concert. Live music, lights, friends, a free, relaxed atmosphere, perfectly matching her style. She is a young woman with a very defined personality. She loves comfortable clothing, handcrafted accessories, earth tone colors, and above all, Converse-style shoes. Rigid shoes, tight, but for her, simply perfect. That day she chose her favorites, the ones she loves the most, the ones she feels represent her style. She put them on early, excited to go out. She knew it was going to be a long night, but she never imagined what would happen afterward. During the concert, she walked, jumped, danced, and stood for hours. The atmosphere was incredible. The music was loud. The energy was contagious. And in the middle of all that excitement, she started to feel something in her toe. Not pain, not yet, just mild discomfort. A pressure along the edge of her toe, something many people feel when wearing new or tight shoes. She thought it was normal. She thought it was the shoe. She thought it would go away later. And she kept enjoying the night. But the body always speaks, and when we don't listen, it starts speaking louder. As the hours passed, the pressure intensified. Her toe began to feel more sensitive, more uncomfortable, more tense inside the shoe. Even so, she didn't want to take the shoes off, because she loves them, because they are part of her identity, because sometimes style weighs more than temporary discomfort. The concert ended, tired, happy, with incredible memories, but with a discomfort that was no longer so small. When she got home and finally took her shoes off, that was when she felt the real problem. Her toe was swollen, red, sensitive to the touch. She tried walking barefoot, and that's when the pain appeared. A sharp pain, deep, located along the edge of the nail. She thought maybe it was fatigue, maybe too many hours standing, maybe the shoe was too tight. She decided to rest, but the pain didn't just rest. The next day she woke up with the same discomfort, and with something new. Her toe felt stiffer, more swollen, more sensitive. Walking no longer felt natural. Every step reminded her something wasn't right. She tried to continue her routine. She tried to ignore it. She tried to convince herself it was temporary. But the pain started following her throughout the day. She told me that day she began taking painkillers. First one, then another. Medications many people take thinking the pain will disappear. And for a few hours, it seemed to work. But when the medication wore off, the pain came back, and it came back stronger. If you have ever felt that type of pain in a toe, that sharp sensation that seems small but doesn't let you walk properly, let me tell you something. That type of pain almost never appears out of nowhere. And on this channel, I share many real cases like this. Stories that begin with small discomfort and end up becoming problems that affect daily life. If you are interested in learning more about these cases, real procedures, ingrown toenails, problems caused by footwear, and everything that can happen when we ignore the body's warning signs, I invite you to subscribe and follow these real stories with me, because what happened to her happens to many people. She still believed the pain would disappear on its own. She still thought it was temporary. She still trusted that rest and medication would fix it. But what she didn't know was that inside her toe, something had already begun to change. Something many people ignore until the pain becomes impossible to tolerate. When she told me what had happened at the concert, there was something that repeated constantly in her story: the shoes. For her, they weren't just an accessory. They were part of her identity, part of her style, part of how she felt comfortable being herself. She loves Converse-style shoes, rigid, tight, with that relaxed alternative style that perfectly matches the way she dresses. But there is something many people don't know about this type of footwear. They are not designed to adapt to the foot. The foot ends up adapting to the shoe. When the shoe is rigid, when the toe box is narrow, when there is constant pressure on the big toe, the nail begins receiving a force that at first is almost unnoticeable. It doesn't hurt immediately. It doesn't raise alarm. It simply creates continuous pressure along the nail edge. That pressure slowly pushes the nail into the skin, millimeter by millimeter, day after day, and the body responds the only way it knows how, by protecting itself. The skin around the nail begins to swell. It becomes more sensitive, more reactive, but as long as the pain is mild, most people ignore it. She ignored it. She thought the shoe just needed to break in. She thought her foot would get used to it. She thought it was the normal price of wearing something she loved. And this is one of the most common mistakes I see in consultation. Many people prioritize aesthetics or style without realizing that the foot is sending warning signals. It wasn't just the concert. It was the constant use of that type of shoe. The concert was simply the trigger. Hours walking, jumping, continuous pressure, sweating, friction. All of that creates the perfect scenario for an ingrown toenail to develop quickly. And here is something very important I always explain to my patients. An ingrown toenail does not appear overnight. It builds slowly. First comes pressure, then inflammation, then pain. And when intense pain appears, the problem has already been developing for some time. She told me she never imagined that something as simple as a shoe could end up affecting the way she walked, her rest, and her peace of mind. And the most interesting part is that when she first felt mild discomfort, her body was already warning her. But the warning was silent. It was uncomfortable, yes, but not enough to stop her routine. If you are watching this video and have ever felt pressure, discomfort, or mild pain along the edge of your nail when wearing certain types of footwear, it is important to pay attention, because many times that is the first warning sign that something is starting to change in the toe. When we ignore those signals, the problem keeps progressing without us noticing. And in her case, that process was already much more advanced than she imagined. That's why when the pain appeared after the concert, it was not a coincidence. It was the result of weeks of accumulated pressure. But what came next was what truly made her realize the problem was not temporary.